allow us to investigate in a much more penetrating way what's going on than the kinds of experiments that we typically do. Supporting learning, how do we do this? Some of the web pages you put up should be descriptions about tactics and strategies that people can use in the learning so they can consult. This gives them an opportunity to extend what they know how to do as learners. How else can you support learning? With the data that NStudy collects, we can compute indexes that tell us, for instance, it might be a good idea for you to review this bit of information right now. This is based on old paradigmatic kinds of studies, but it's a start. And the beauty of this is that as learners do review and then we gather achievement data, we can refine that curve for them. So it becomes very individual rather than just this thing that seems to characterize first-year university students in psychology labs. Promoting learning experiments. One of the features of NStudy that I hope to develop with a grant that my colleague John Nesbitt and I have applied for is a query tool. How am I studying? Well, how would you answer that question? Well, that picture that had the colored sections is one way in which we could literally picture the ways in which learners are studying. And if we can overlay that with some information, for example, about this pattern of studying seems to be working really well for you in two ways. First, you hardly ever have to review that information. That is to say, you don't make choices to review that information. And even though you don't, you're doing pretty well on that content that you studied using that kind of tactic. But this tactic over here, you can fill out the rest of that story. If we can create a query tool like that, learners would be able to get feedback about not just how well they've done, but what they've done